lot of people are worried about their asylum cases, especially because they said that they had problems with the Awami League. A lot of people are coming and saying me, but if you are going to base your case on Awami League, it can become very difficult for you to actually win those cases.
Asylum cases যে প্রক্রিয়াগুলো বা পর্যায়গুলো যেটা আছে যে এইগুলো খুবই গুরুত্বপূর্ণ এবং যারা আপনার অ্যাডামেন্ট যে আপনারা অ্যাসাইলামই করবেন সুতরাং আপনাকে ডিফাইন করতে হবে যে আপনি কোন পার্টির পক্ষ থেকে করবেন কি অবস্থায় করতে যাচ্ছেন।
যারা আপনারা আওয়ামী লীগ করতেন এবং এখন আপনারা দেশে হয়রানির শিকার হচ্ছেন, নিগ্রহের শিকার হচ্ছেন, আপনাদের জানের উপর হুমকি আসছে, আপনারা যদি কোনোভাবে এই দেশে ট্যুরিস্ট ভিসা নিয়ে এসে থাকেন, তারা যদি আপনারা অ্যাসাইলাম ফাইল করতে চান, তাদের জন্য এখন একটা অনেক বড় কেস আপনাদের হবে, আপনারা অ্যাসাইলাম ফাইল করতে পারবেন।
Let's talk about political asylum. And a lot of people are worried about their asylum cases, especially because they said that they had problems with the Awami League. So now Zaman bhai, people are worried, but I'm telling them not to worry. A lot of people are coming and saying me, but if you are going to base your case on Awami League, it can become very difficult for you to actually win those cases. Because the government's attorney is going to take the stand that you do not have Awami League anymore. Why can't you go back and live in Bangladesh? This is a question that is coming up a lot before the immigration court. But depending upon the case you have filed, you may still have another chance. You may not have it. But those things can only be handled once if we sit on the table, we talk, we come up with solutions. But the key at this time is for people who have applied their asylum cases based upon that they are members of the Awami League should immediately seek legal help because those are going to become very difficult cases.
Right. দর্শক attorney Naresh Gehi, who is a very experienced in this category especially. And he is a specialist actually. And he describes right now what to do. The asylum seekers in different categories, of course. And when a government takes up a new government or the changes in the formation or interim government, so what steps has to be taken and what are the procedures, what are the options and strategies, suggestions that will be given by Attorney Naresh M. Gehi. দর্শক যারা আপনারা আমাদের সঙ্গে ফেসবুকে যুক্ত হয়েছেন তাদের জন্য রইল শুভেচ্ছা। আপনারা অবশ্যই আপনাদের মন্তব্য দিতে ভুলবেন না। পরবর্তীতে যারা সোশ্যাল মিডিয়ার প্ল্যাটফর্মগুলো যা আমাদের ইউটিউবে যেমন সংযুক্ত হবেন তাদের জন্য অবশ্যই একটা অনুরোধ, সেটা হচ্ছে আপনারা রেজিস্টার করতে ভুলবেন না। আপনাদের মতামত আমাদের কাছে অনেক গুরুত্বপূর্ণ, ভালো মন্দ সব কিছু লিখবেন। আর যারা সরাসরি সম্পৃক্ত হতে চান 6463079828 এই নাম্বারে আপনারা যুক্ত হবেন অবশ্যই। আর আমরা আমাদের আলোচনা চালিয়ে যাব। মিনওয়াইল আমরা নিকিকেও আশা করছি কিছুক্ষণের মধ্যে উনি জয়েন করবেন। Attorney Naresh ji, one more thing I have to ask you, that I know the status of, because lots of cases of asylum especially, and you have chosen a very right subject, because recently in Bangladesh what happened, so similarly in Sri Lanka also I see there's a new government coming up. So yes. in this kind of cases, those applicants who applied as an opposition of before, but now it seems that this is their party is coming in. So what will be on their situation right now? What they will do?
Firstly, it's not a good situation for them.
Right.
Secondly, they should start exploring other options. Now, Zaman bhai, that's why I tell people, when you apply for your asylum, I tell people to apply generally when they are legal in the country. Try not to apply when you're undocumented in the country. This is because even if you have a work permit, and if you do not have unlawful presence under Section 212, A9, C2, and C3 of the INA, then under Section 245A of the INA, you may be able to adjust. That says that if you've been inspected, admitted, or paroled, and if you do not have unlawful presence, then you can still qualify for a green card.
Okay.
So number one is, Zaman Bhai, when people are applying for the asylums, if you're here on a visit visa or something, try to apply when you are legal in the country within 1 year. Most people apply within 6 months. But people have been told that it's okay to apply within 1 year. And yes, I do agree. But I tell people, make sure that you're legal during that 1 year, because you'll have other doors open. But after 6 months, if you're not in legal status, the problem is, even if you find an employer, he will not be able to assist you because you will have to go back to Bangladesh to get a passport stamped. And that is something that people don't want to do, Zaman Bhai. And this is only senior lawyers who will be able to tell you this. But when it comes to asylums, there are a few mistakes that people do. Zaman Bhai, I've seen people just filling that one page of the asylum application and submitting it to immigration. Officers don't like those cases.
Right.
And these wonderful people just go to immigration. They said, well, I hired a consultant, and the consultant did the paperwork. And the officer, in one of the cases, they charged the person with a fraud, and the case is done for 99 years. The person has no relief. Be very careful about what you're doing in the asylum application. Because Zaman Bhai, even the officer told them, first question the officer asked them, did you hire an attorney, or was it someone from the street you picked up to write your paperwork? That is something the community has to be careful. Zaman Bhai, because the problem is not that. Once if these cases get spoiled, then there is no way to rectify the damage, Zaman Bhai, because the government is very strict about these cases. Asylum cases in particular.
Yeah, I got you. দর্শক, অ্যাটর্নি নরেশ এম গেহি স্টেপ বাই স্টেপ সব কিছু বললেন। যদি কেউ B1 B2 ভিসাতে আসেন, ইট ইজ অলওয়েজ, উনি যেটা বলছেন যে এটা ভালো 6 মাসের ভিতরে করা অ্যাপ্লিকেশন যদি আপনি অ্যাসাইলাম সিক করতে চান, এক বছরের ভিতরে করা যায়। বাট আপনার যে ডকুমেন্টেশন, আপনার যে প্রস্তুতি প্রণালী, আপনার যে ইনফরমেশন, যাকে দিয়ে করাবেন একজন ক্রেডিবল লয়ারকে দিয়ে করাতে হবে। কারণ যে ভদ্রলোক আপনার কাজটা করে দিচ্ছেন, এস অ্যাটর্নি নরেশ এম গেহি সেড রাইট নাও, যে ট্রাবল শুটিং যেটা হয় সেটা হলো যে যিনি আপনার কাজটা করে দিচ্ছেন ফ্রড হইতে পারে, কিন্তু হয় দেখা যাচ্ছে যে আপনার যে তথ্যগুলো উনি এখানে বসিয়েছেন, আর যখন অফিসার আপনার ইন্টারভিউ নেবে সেই তথ্যগুলোর সঙ্গে আপনার যে কথাগুলো সেটা ম্যাচিং হবে না। সুতরাং আপনাকে জানতে হবে যে ওখানে কী লেখা হয়েছে, কীভাবে আপনাকে পরিবেশন করা হয়েছে। এখন এইটার সঙ্গে যদি আপনার ম্যাচিং না হয় তাহলে আপনাকে বিরাট সম্মুখীন হবে। এক নম্বর আপনার ফ্রড হয়ে যাবেন, 2 নম্বর আপনার এখানে থাকা নিয়ে সমস্যা হয়ে যাবে, 3 নম্বর হচ্ছে যে আপনার যে স্ট্যাটাস, এই স্ট্যাটাসটা নিয়েও আপনার দে মাইট হ্যাভ চান্স টু রিভোক ইউর স্ট্যাটাস অলসো। সো এখন যে কথাটি নরেশ এম গেহি বারবার বলছেন যে এই অ্যাসাইলাম কেসেসে যে প্রক্রিয়াগুলো বা পর্যায়গুলো যেটা আছে, যে এইগুলো খুবই গুরুত্বপূর্ণ, এবং যারা আপনার অ্যাডামেন্ট যে আপনারা অ্যাসাইলামই করবেন, সুতরাং আপনাকে ডিফাইন করতে হবে যে আপনি কোন পার্টির পক্ষ থেকে করবেন, কী অবস্থায় করতে যাচ্ছেন, এটা কি সোশ্যাল নাকি পলিটিক্যাল নাকি অন্যান্য কিছু, any other incident. Attorney Naresh M. Gehi, I was just telling them they have to define their strategy, right? Either they are filing for as an asylum case as a political victim or a social victim.
209, whether it's a political, whether it's a membership in a social group, or because of your religion.
Right.
So because of your political opinion.
Yeah.
So these are the 4 categories under which asylum law allows you to file an application.
Yeah.
And Zaman Bhai, even if you have said in your paperwork that you are scared of the Awami League. A good lawyer may still be able to fight that case for you on grounds that Awami League is not completely wiped off in Bangladesh. They are still fighting there. So the thing is that if those people with whom you had your animosity, if they're still there in Bangladesh, then there still there's a chance for you to be killed or persecuted. Take an example, just an example. Someone is living in Bangladesh right now, and he is from Chittagong. Just an example.
Right.
Just an example, not going by facts. And if some leaders of the Awami League are still prominent in Chittagong, and if they hate this person, and if they can find him anywhere in Bangladesh, and if that can be proven by means of expert evidence, then you may still have a chance of winning these cases.
ওকে 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 দর্শক আপনারা এই যে কথাটা বললেন অ্যাটর্নি নরেশ
Senior lawyers can fight these cases
ইয়া
because the leading case on the point is the matter of Cardozo Fonseca. Under Cardozo Fonseca, if you can even prove that there's a strong likelihood that you'll be persecuted, then still you may be able to win your case.
ওকে 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 আই গট ইউ অ্যাটর্নি আপনার নরেশ এম গেহি যে কথাটি বললেন Cardozo Fonseca, there's a code or the name of the conduct
That's
of the
one of the cases. There are hundreds of
I
other cases.
understand. So
I'm
I'm
just taking a simple example.
he's just given he's just তো উনি একটা
I'm a
এক্সাম্পল
walking book. I
দিচ্ছিলেন
can give you many other cases.
Yes.
But I'm giving you an example
জি
of
জি
how you should never give up hope.
right
And take an example today, right?
yeah
The judge will deny you.
right
You still preserve your appeal. The situation in Bangladesh is so volatile right now
right
that you do not know what's going to happen next. Nobody knows what's happening there.
right
So don't be afraid. But it's a good idea for you if you are in immigration court or if you have filed papers in immigration right now, see a lawyer as soon as possible because you may be able to change, you may not be able to change the facts, but you may be able to add a supplemental memorandum which is similar to the facts that we have mentioned, which are on the same lines of what you have mentioned. But if you change the facts now, that looks like a very fishy case and your case will be denied. Because the judge may bring in the credibility issue in immigration.
right
And but I have some great news for you, Zaman Bhai.
yeah
A surprise for today.
yeah
One of the girls who used to work for me, I'm proud to say, as a mentor, she came in as a young lawyer and she has become an immigration judge in the country.
wow that's a
He worked for me.
that's a really good news.
So
Okay.
it's so good to feel that, you know,
Nareshji, just I'm giving a pause. Let's welcome Nikki. She had some technical issues, so now we got her back. Nikki, welcome. How are you
Thank
today? আপু কেমন আছেন?
ভালো আছি আমি
জি, জি।
দুঃখিত
জি, জি,
টেকনিক্যাল
জি।
কারণে আর
No, it's okay. It happens sometimes. It
I'm glad
happens.
you're here. So I was telling people that to come in and see you because the situation in Bangladesh has changed. And people who had applied for asylum as members of the Awami League should be very concerned about their cases. Because if they do not take proper precautions, the problem is that these cases may be denied. So people who have already filed the cases under the Awami League, they should start meeting up with lawyers as soon as possible to at least find, you know, some hope or something to make sure that the cases are okay at least. Of course, nobody can guarantee you because you have submitted what you have, but at least try to kind of work with lawyers and make sure that you put on the best fight before the court.
Yes, Nareshji, this is very important key factors you are sharing, to be honest.
Asylum.
But the thing for the asylum cases, yeah. Nikki, I think you heard partially or you heard everything?
জি জি
আপনি
না, আমি
বুঝতে পেরেছেন
শুনেছি।
না? তো
হ্যাঁ,
এখন যেটা
attorney-
হচ্ছে আমাদের বর্তমান যে অবস্থা, Naresh ji has chosen a very nice subject today. When there is a government paradigm shift, I should say rather paradigm shift, right? The new government takes over or interim government is there. So what will be this consequence and the fate of the asylum seekers? So তারা যেটা বলতে চাচ্ছেন, নরেশজি যে কথাগুলো বলছেন, লেটস সে এক্সাম্পল আওয়ামী লীগ which is very much vibrant right now as an opposing, and what is the situation right now in Bangladesh. তো ওনাদের জন্য যারা আওয়ামী লীগের যারা ইয়েরা আছেন, কর্মীরা আছেন, তাদের যে এখন যে অশনীয় অবস্থা, তারা কিভাবে তারা অ্যাসাইলাম সিকার হিসাবে মানে জয়েন করতে পারবে বা যুক্তরাষ্ট্রে আসতে পারবে, তাদের জন্য কি করণীয় হতে পারে?
সেটাই আজকে অ্যাটর্নি গেহি যে বিষয়টা নিয়ে কথা বলতে চাচ্ছেন, সেটা হচ্ছে যে যেহেতু বাংলাদেশের রাজনৈতিক প্রেক্ষাপট এখন চেঞ্জ হয়ে গেছে, এখন আপনারা আগে যারা আওয়ামী লীগের বিপক্ষে কাজ করে আপনারা ওখানে শিকার হয়েছেন, বিভিন্ন ভাবে আপনারা হয়রানির শিকার হয়েছেন, সেই জন্য আপনারা অ্যাসাইলাম সাবমিট করেছিলেন। কিন্তু যেহেতু এখন রাজনৈতিক প্রেক্ষাপট সম্পূর্ণভাবে চেঞ্জ হয়ে গেছে, এখন তো আপনাদের সিচুয়েশনটা আসলে কিছুটা না বলবো বেশ নাজুক হয়ে গেছে। কারণ আপনাদের পক্ষে তো আর আপনারা যে স্টেটমেন্ট দিয়েছেন, আপনাদের যে ঘটনা, আপনাদের জীবনের যে ঘটনা আপনারা লিখছেন, সেটা তো আপনারা চেঞ্জ করতে পারবেন না। তাহলে আপনারা এখন কি করবেন? সেটার জন্য অ্যাটর্নি গেহি বলছেন আপনারা অবশ্যই আপনাদের অ্যাটর্নির সাথে যোগাযোগ করুন, কারণ আপনাদেরকে এখন বের করতে হবে যে আপনারা কিসের ভিত্তিতে আপনারা আপনাদের কেসটাকে চাঙ্গা রাখতে পারেন। কারণ অনেক অসংখ্য আমাদের ভাইয়েরা বা বোনেরা এই আওয়ামী লীগের এগেইনস্টে আপনারা অ্যাসাইলাম ফাইল করেছে। এত বড় একটা বিরাট জনগোষ্ঠী, আপনাদের কি হবে এখন? সেটা নিয়ে অ্যাটর্নি গেহি বলছেন যে আপনারা অবশ্যই আপনাদের অ্যাটর্নির সাথে আলাপ করুন, এবং বিশেষভাবে আলাপ করছি এই পরিস্থিতিতে আপনাদের কি করা উচিত, এই বিষয় নিয়ে বলছেন।
ধন্যবাদ নিকি আপনাকে। অ্যাটর্নি নরেশ গেহি, I have another question. I heard or I know or I came to know that there are lots of Bangladeshis, those who belongs to Awami League, the 15 years ruling party, their leaders, their workers are trying to migrate to some other countries, but neighboring is India. Then they have option for coming here to America. Most of them are targeting America or Canada. So what will be the exact process for them?
So now, if you look at the news in Bangladesh, the issue is, even if you look at human rights reports, a lot of the members of the Awami League are getting killed. They're actually being targeted by the government forces, including some people from the military. So those people who come here and who are currently members of the Awami League, they have a very good case to apply for asylum. Because right now the Prime Minister, that's, she's not there anymore. And she's away. And now, even if you look at any international magazine, it is becoming crystal clear that people from the Awami League are being ousted from Bangladesh. They don't want that party to exist. So those people who are here, take an example, you're here on a visit visa, or you crossed the border and you came here. And if you are a member of Awami League, you may have a good asylum case at this stage.
Thank you.
Nikki,
Thank you. Yeah.
Nikki, she's very much familiar. What I like about Nikki, she handles a lot of asylum cases for the office. And Nikki and I work in the Jackson Heights office. Nikki works in the Jamaica office. People see me in Jackson Heights, they see Nikki there. And she's very well versed with the politics of Bangladesh. Nikki, what are your thoughts on this? I think, those people should come in and see you.
Right.
And if they are members of, Awami League, they have a chance for asylum at the stage. Because things in Bangladesh right now, if you look at it, Jamaat is fighting for power. Jamaat is very much fighting for
They,
power.
I don't know that this is something different because now it is totally interim government. So we don't know who is Jamaat, who is BNP.
But we don't know who's going to come
Right.
in power in
So
Bangladesh.
in this position, we don't know who will be coming in the coming
Yeah, but
election.
even they are fighting for power. If you look at the news,
Yes, yes.
everyone is fighting for power.
Pretty much everybody is interested to have a poll,
Also,
national
is
election.
that recent news, Zaman Bhai, is that of course we all know what happened to Begum Khalida Zia. But right now what they are saying over here is that even when these parties were fighting together, the Awami League fighting with BNP, they said that they've literally, Awami League had destroyed BNP completely. Now that's in the news, if you look at some articles.
Yeah.
But we don't know how true that story is.
No,
So
the inner,
nobody knows.
that to be literally the inner part we don't know. It's only on the
Exactly.
media it comes.
Exactly.
So the inner part we
but-
don't know what's going to happen.
Exactly, but we don't know what will be the exact formulation of the government in
Yeah.
Bangladesh.
Right.
But I can tell you one thing with confidence, that is the great question that you brought up. Right now, if you are in the US and if you are a member of Awami League, you have a very good case for asylum. Don't you
Yes,
agree?
obvious.
Because what has happened?
Right.
The entire party has been kind of like dissipated.
Right.
So when you're thinking about asylum, and if you're a member of the of the Awami League, I think you may have a good case.
Yeah. Nikki, before you go into this, shortly tell this, and then we have some callers on the queue,
Sure.
so we'll take it.
একটু শর্ট করে বলে দিচ্ছি অ্যাটর্নি গেহি আজকে যেটা বললেন যে আর যারা আপনারা আওয়ামী লীগ করতেন এবং এখন আপনারা দেশে হয়রানির শিকার হচ্ছেন, নিগ্রহের শিকার হচ্ছেন, আপনাদের জানের উপর হুমকি আসছে, আপনারা যদি কোনোভাবে এই দেশের ট্যুরিস্ট ভিসা নিয়ে এসে থাকেন, তারা যদি আপনারা অ্যাসাইলাম ফাইল করতে চান, তাদের জন্য এখন একটা অনেক বড় কেস আপনাদের হবে। আপনারা অ্যাসাইলাম ফাইল করতে পারবেন যদি আপনারা আওয়ামী লীগ হয়ে থাকে। এটাই অ্যাটর্নি বললেন।
পরবর্তীতে আমারও কিছু কোয়েশ্চেন আসছে। I will ask the question to Attorney Gehi also later on, but I think
one
yeah,
other
go
thing
ahead,
I want
please.
to bring up. One very important thing, Nikki, you need to announce this very clearly. If you look at the current immigration debates, Trump is saying that if he comes into power, he's going to go aggressively against people who are undocumented. So, my friends, you know, I love our community very much. If you do not have papers, please start getting legal, because election time is here. After election, if some political people win, they want to get rid of people who are undocumented in the country. So at least if you're planning on applying for asylum, don't wait for too long, because even the asylum law may change. We don't know. And it would become very difficult. Then you will not even be eligible, you know, to apply under certain circumstances. Like what they're doing, they're saying that if you come in from so-and-so border, you may not be eligible. So the asylum law is going to get very strict. If you're considering asylum, I would request you, it's your choice, to consider applying soon. Because based on my experience, this is what I feel, is that the asylum laws are going to become very strict in the future. This is my personal opinion.
থ্যাংক ইউ দর্শক, অ্যাটর্নি গেহি যে কথাগুলো বললেন, যে উনি যে তুলে ধরলেন সেটা হচ্ছে যে সামনে কি হবে অ্যাসাইলামের কেসগুলোর প্রতি, বা কি হবে তাদের এই সময়। অলসো অ্যাটর্নি গেহি, দিস অ্যাসাইলাম সিকার, দোজ আর অলরেডি অ্যাপ্লাইড অ্যান্ড দে হ্যাভ এ স্ট্যাটাস অ্যান্ড দে মাইট সুইচ ইন টু দ্য প্যারোল ইন প্লেস প্রোগ্রাম অলসো ইন ফিউচার if they want or not.
Some of them we are already doing it. See, I'll tell you what Nikki is doing for people.
There are a lot of options. That's what I'm
I'll
telling you.
tell you. A lot of people are coming to Nikki and saying them either they're changing the lawyers, or some of them are coming in whose papers were filed by consultants. Some of them who are coming in who have crossed the border and coming in.
Right.
And Nikki helped them in the Jamaica office. I helped them in the Ozone Park in the Jackson Heights office. And in Texas also, in Dallas, Texas, we have an office. We've been helping people helping people in the Ozone Park office. But Zaman Bhai, sometimes when the papers are coming to us, we are so shocked to see that there was hardly any papers filed with immigration. That is not good for the client. You need to put in a proper package if you really want to fight and win your case.
Yeah, thank you very much.
If you're wondering, should I get my COVID shot? Think about other people. Set a date to get your COVID shot and RSV if eligible. Learn more at nj.gov/health/vaccines.
নিউইয়র্ক থেকে সম্প্রচারিত TVN 24 টেলিভিশন বিশ্বজুড়ে বাঙালির কণ্ঠস্বর।